We are Black Force. We are San Diego.
Back in the lineup tonight for the San Diego Padres is Austin Hedges, and why not? 4 for 7, home run, 3 RBIs in the series against the LA Dodgers. On the other side, Max Muncy, 4 for 10 with a solo home run. He'll be at third base tonight for Game 4 of the series. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, the Padres have dropped 2 of the first 3 games of this series, and tonight trying to gain a split in the series as they play the final game against the Dodgers. We welcome in Mark Grant and Mark Sweeney. Mark Sweeney, we'll start with you. Tonight, Freddie Galvis back in the lineup, but that's not a surprise. He's in the lineup every day.
You know what, Don? You're used to that, and not since Khalil Green manned shortstop for the San Diego Padres have they had a shortstop this talented. When you see him, he's almost like an artist out there at shortstop, has the awareness of being able to handle any situation. And you can see 95 games played at shortstop, that leads the major leagues. But really what comes down to it, it's stability for the defense. They rely on him, and every single night he is showing up ready to play. Freddie Galvis has been fun to watch.
Certainly has. Well, tonight they got to deal with Ross Stripling, who gets to start for the LA Dodgers. He's an all-star. He's 7-2. Going to be pretty tough tonight.
Well, there's a reason why the Dodgers have the #1 starting rotation ERA in the National League, and part of it is because of Ross Stripling. We saw other pitchers in this series, and he is following suit. The last 10 starts, 7-1 record. Look at the 72 strikeouts. I remember Ross Stripling coming up. He was their reliever, starter, reliever. But now that he is a starter, he can utilize all 4 of his pitches. The fastball, low 90s. He's got the biting curveball, the slider, and the changeup. Whereas when he was a reliever, maybe he faced a guy maybe once, 3 hitters, 6 hitters, and then shut it down. He's going 2 or 3 times around now. Now he's utilizing all of his pitches.
Well, it is a reboot for Ross as a tough outings the last 2 times out. Looking to turn that around tonight. Bob Scanlon joins us next. Sequan Casino, opening in 2019, is Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. By Petco, the pet company. and by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. The Padres and Dodgers at Game 4 of the series. But before we get it started, let's send it down to the field and Bob Scanlon.
Thank you, Don. After stringing together 9 consecutive outings of 3 earned runs or less, Tyson Ross ran into a little bit of a stumbling block in his last 2 outings, allowing 15 earned runs, which of course begged the question, is there a health issue? Andy Green addressed it.
The good thing with Tyson is he's felt good physically. I think his arm's working the way he wants it to. There's been no velo drop or anything like that. The stuff's still there. Found a few slight things that he can make adjustments from a mechanical perspective, and pretty confident like he's going to go out there and do that today. And he's got a lineup full of left-handed hitters he's going to face, so I think throwing the slider effectively both sides of the plate is going to be big for him.
So all systems are go. Tyson appears to be healthy. Just a couple of minor alterations in his last bullpen, and the Padres are hoping that that slider is back to Tyson Ross form that we're used to. Well, the Padres will try to finish strong in the finale. Tyson Ross going up against Ross Stripling. Padres, Dodgers, coming up next right here, Fox Sports San Diego.
Story.
A lot of attention was put on the pitching and that power hitting that propelled them to victory.
One of his better outings of the year. That's strike 3. Well, we're ready for the finale back at Petco Park on a beautiful nighttime now for the weather report brought to you by your always sunny San Diego County Honda dealers. 75 degrees, northwest breeze at 8 miles per hour, mostly cloudy forecast for the remainder of the night. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Mark Sweeney, as well as Bob Scanlon with you tonight for the final game of the series. And we check out the LA Dodgers starting 9 tonight for Dave Roberts. Jock Peterson leading it off in left field with Max Muncy, who's moving all over the place to third base tonight. Cody Bellinger at first base. Yasmani Grandal does the catching. Chris Taylor at shortstop with Andrew Tolles getting the start in center field. It is Kike Hernandez in right. Chase Utley, the veteran, at second base, bats eighth. And Ross Stripling, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot. On the hill tonight for the Padres is Tyson Ross.
Looking for his first career win against the Dodgers. He has to be much better, and how he has done that is mechanical adjustments. He's looking for to be able to get that slider, and has to have that finish, especially against these left-handed hitters of the Dodgers. There's 6 of them in the lineup. They're hitting .303 on the year against Tyson Ross.
Now digging in is Jock Peterson to get it started tonight for LA. .245 average for Peterson, who's been coming off the bench in the first 3 games of the series, tonight gets a start and starts in left field. First pitch of the ball game is fouled straight back to the backstop for strike 1. Padres are shifting on Jock Peterson. 245, 13 homers, and 35 runs batted in. There's the shift with Galvis, the only member of the Padres on the left side of the infield. And he is backing up at shortstop onto the short lawn there. Stride on the outfield grass now on the left side of the Padres infield defensively. On the ground, chop to first. Hosmer's got it. He'll take it himself for out number 1.
Time to look at the Padre defense from left to right. Myers, Margot, and Jankowski in the outfield. Getting his first start at third base is Carlos Asuaje, Freddie Galvis, Jose Perella at second, Eric Hosmer at first, Austin Hedges 3 times in a row, catching Tyson Ross.
Now 1 down here in the first inning, and brings up Max Muncy. .276, 21 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Muncy moving all over the order as well as the infield and outfield defensively for the Dodgers. He really is a kind of a jack of all trades. Moves around quite a bit. It's incredible.
There's a StatCast.
Powered by AWS.
A lot of pull to the right side, 39%, and right in the middle of that you saw Carlos Asuaje on the shift. Well, I know it's early, guys, but I already noticed a couple of good sliders out of the hand of Tyson Ross. He had 3 unassisted, and then falling behind 1-0 to Muncy, he threw a slider for a strike.
Sort of grounded with Galvis on the left side of the infield. Throws to first, 2 down. Well, it's been impressive. Cody Bellinger, they've been shifting on him, and he's been taking it the other way.
Yeah, it's been 2 strikes as well, and he ends up going the other way. Tries to do damage early in the count. But when you're shifting, this is what I'd like to see the trend in baseball. Make the adjustment offensively. So a nice job with it for the Dodger offense.
So 2 down here in the first inning, and it brings up Cody Bellinger. 244, 17 homers, 43 runs batted in, and Ross missing away with ball 1. Outfield pretty much straight away here on Bellinger, but they're shifting in the infield on the right side.
In at third base, and you see that area right there that he can possibly go, or in between Carlos Asuaje and that pillow at third base like he has recently.
Work him away here, missing for ball 2.
I'm going to also keep an eye on the foot on the rubber for Tyson Ross. Was mentioned he's going to go from the first base side. He is more over towards that first base side.
Popped up foul. Sounds like he was moving towards the middle, right, in the last couple of outings.
Gravitating towards the middle of the rubber, and I think part of the reason, you know, he gets cut off a couple sometimes. I think moving over towards the first base side should help that. A direct line into the left-handed hitters. And if you're going to go down and away, it gives you that little bit of an angle, but that gives you a good look at the size 16s in contact with that pitcher's plate.
Little pop-up foul, backing out of play. We'll do it again here, 2-2.
If I had to do it all over again, I'd be moving all over the place on that pitcher's plate. Third base side, right base, first base side.
I'm actually surprised not many more pitchers do that. They are very conscious of where they're standing. And it's easier for the hitters to adjust.
Popped up, foul ground, as now it's going to look like come back to fair ground for Galvis, who makes the catch for out number 3. A 1-2-3 first inning. The Padres are coming up. Coming up in the bottom of the first inning. It's time now to check out the Padres lineup. Brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Travis Jankowski leading it off in right field with Carlos Asuaje at third base. Will Myers in left. Eric Hosmer at first base. Jose Pirela getting the start at second base with Freddie Galvis at shortstop and Wilmar Go in center field bat seventh. Austin Hedges does the catching eighth, and Tyson Ross out of the 9th spot for the Padres tonight, having to deal with Ross Stripling on the hill for LA.
Yeah, the 28-year-old right-hander making his 14th start. He's an all-star. Throws all four. The four-seamer, slider, curveball change. About 92, 93. He's got one heck of a curveball, and there's his arsenal. Fastball, slider, curveball change. Kind of spread out too on the off-speed stuff. He's not really dominant on that fastball.
Jankowski showed bunt, pulled it back, took a strike. Travis 270 to start the night with a home run, 7 runs batted in. 62nd game that he has been a part of for the Padres this year. Showing bunt, he has instantly grabbed the attention of Max Muncy, third baseman, who is a step on the grass at third in case he entertains any thoughts of trying to bunt down there.
Well, I think that's the difference this year. If you look at the arsenal of the curveball from last year to this year, he's throwing it a tick harder, and that has given a lot of swing and miss to that breaking ball. And what it does is gives you that appearance out of the hand that it's a much harder pitch. Stripling tended to try to land that curveball. It was almost an easier adjustment for hitters in years past.
Well, his 25th overall appearance, 14th start of the year for LA, and comes in with that 7-2 record, nifty 2.22 earned run average. Jankowski strikes out looking. One down here in the bottom of the first inning.
That is really good downward playing from Ross Stripling. Right over the top, right at the knees at 93. That's a quality pitch.
Dodgers defense is brought to you by the San Diego Cadillac dealers. In left to right, Peterson, Tolles, and Hernandez gets a start in right field. Max Muncy at third base, Chris Taylor at shortstop. Chase Utley, the veteran, gets a start at second base, and Cody Bellinger at first. Yasmani Grandal, his second start of the series, catching Ross Stripling.
Carlos Asuaje getting the start at third base for the Padres, and of course, when he went back down to El Paso this last time, they had him play third base quite a bit in preparation for playing both third and second base in his return, and tonight gets started third. It's a fly ball to center field, sending Andrew Tolles back towards the edge of the track to make the catch. 2 down. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego County Honda dealers.
Well, I'm going to need a little help on this one, but the first one is Tyson Ross has to limit the free passes. Dodgers are 4th in the NL in walks, and the second one, I need your help, Don. What do you have to say?
Talk to the hand.
Yes, we'd like to talk to the hand. Brad Hand needs to enter this game with a lead.
Play 8.5 tonight, right?
Now 2 down here in the first inning. It brings up Will Myers.
That would be nice.
Myers will take strike 1. Comes in hitting at 290 on the year, 8 homers, 18 runs batted in. 30th game that he's been in. Of course, 2 different stints on the DL so far this year. His 30th game of 96 for the Padres on the season.
Another thing I noticed about Stripling is that starter with the great numbers and what he's doing with the Dodgers, strictly working out of the stretch. Hey, keep it simple, right? Come set, leg kick, drive, over the top. Pretty simple. And Mark, you were talking about that curveball. I always have. I love the overhand 12-6 curveball. And it doesn't have to be, extremely hard, although he does throw his harder, as you mentioned. But I think that's one tough pitch to hit if you can consistently throw it for a strike.
There's with a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
But I think it's hard as an offensive player going against that curveball. It's in the back of your mind. This is a slider. He's kept his curveball in his back pocket so far, and that's the difference. Watching his starts, he has tried to go through that order the first time without exposing all 4 of his pitches. So many times, guys, we see it. You know, guys empty the tank early, and that's the reason why, in my opinion, you don't see guys facing the lineup 3, even 4 times through the order. Max Scherzer comes to mind, Clayton Kershaw. Those guys have the ability to pitch with 2, maybe 3 pitches the first time through.
I think that's because they can locate their fastball.
Line to left field for Myers. That's going to get in and head to the track and the wall. Jock Peterson back to play it as Myers scampers into second base with a stand-up 2-out double.
He wanted it up and in. Oh, it's up all right. In between the belt buckle and the kneecaps. 92, as we mentioned. You know, Stripling's not going to light up the radar guns 96, 98. So if you get a fastball to crush, go to crushing. 2 thumbs up from Austin Hedges.
So 2 down, Myers at second base, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer at .253 to start the night. 9 homers and 38 runs batted in. .324 on base percentage in his 91st game of the year. 4 for his last 45 in the last 11 games. A little bit high, 2-0.
Well, it has been a struggle for Eric Hosmer, and yes, you start searching and trying to tweak your swing a little bit. But when you have a resume like Eric Hosmer, he has the confidence that that hot stretch is going to continue when it comes.
Fouled off, 2-1.
You know, those are the questions you ask when you're coming up as a young players. You ask those veteran guys, how do you sustain it? And they have the confidence that they know where their numbers are going to be at the end of the year, and they have to try to limit those bad stretches. It's been tough for Eric Hosmer now, but you've seen him in a hot streak, and he can extend those.
We just saw a guy like that in Arizona with Paul Goldschmidt. The way he started and what he's done the last month.
Long look at second base for Stripling, and he misses with ball 3 to Hosmer. Ross Stripling named to his first All-Star game on Wednesday, facing Miles Michaelis, scheduled to pitch on Sunday. Stripling began the year in the bullpen before getting the opportunity to start due to injuries in the rotation to both Rich Hill and Clayton Kershaw.
How about Miles Michaelis for the St. Louis Cardinals? Came over from Japan, 10-game winner.
On the ground to first base, and Cody Bellinger will take it himself to the bag, and that will end the first inning. Padres leave Myers at second, scoreless after 1.
But the night before for Eric Lauer, he was putting on a show. Manny Margot going to his right and making a spectacular diving catch. And he continued that trend later on and made an unbelievable shoestring catch. Defensively, Manny Margot is in a groove.
Osmani Grandal grounding to Galvis in on the grass at short, who throws out Grandal for the first out here in the second inning. Well, Tyson Ross has retired the first 4 Dodgers that he has faced in the game tonight.
Talk about a pitcher hitting his spots. As that ball is struck right at Freddie Galvis, and that's exactly where they were playing him. Credit Tyson Ross.
One down here in the second inning brings up Chris Taylor. Taylor, who's been leading off for the Dodgers, does not tonight. He drops down to the 5 spot in the order. 255, 10 homers, 39 runs batted in. Mark, did you get a feel for how the Dodgers are using this lineup and moving around? A lot of moving parts in the lineup.
Yeah, you know what? Justin Turner not in there tonight, but you're right, Don. There's so many aspects that Dave Roberts has and the ability. And Matt Kemp is on the bench. Tonight they're implementing a lot of left-handed lineup for Dave Roberts. He's used the most lineups in the National League this year.
Pretty good bench he's got tonight to work with him. He needs him to come off to pinch hit between Kemp and
you know
Turner.
what? It's almost easier for Andy Green to manage that because there's so many right-handers, and that's the strength for the Padres.
Framed by Hedges. All the ball, 3-1.
Plus, Mark, you mentioned it earlier about the lefties hitting off of Tyson Ross and just missing right there at 92.
On the ground, foul outside of third. And of course, tonight, Suaje down there at third base. First major league start at third base for Carlos Suaje. He has appeared in 3 games at third base, but not started there yet. Tonight's the first time.
I would have to say I've never played third base at the big league level, but the game quickens up down there rather than second base.
There's ball 4, and Chris Taylor reaches with 1 down here in the second inning. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, our Fox Sports Fan Express will be picking up passengers from the Pacific Surfliner at the Santa Fe Depot and bringing them down to Petco Park. Check PacificSurfliner.com for schedules. 1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Andrew Tolles. Tolles starting in center field for LA tonight and batting with 1 on, 1 out. As he takes strike 1. Called up to begin the series. And 2 for 6 so far. He's called up when Yasiel Puig was placed on the DL. Fouled it off himself painfully, and it's 0-2. Yasiel Puig in the weekend series against the Angels. An oblique injury on the swing, and he's on the DL now.
Yeah, had a 3-run home run earlier in that game, and he felt a little bit of a twinge in his first swing in that at bat. Stayed in there, and unfortunately for Dave Roberts, that's an injury that is going to hurt their lineup, especially the right-handed hitting.
And for a while, as we saw with Will Myers, not an easy thing to be able to come back from. This one line foul.
Yeah, that's one of those injuries. You better take care of that thing, because if you're not 100%, it can bite you right back very, very quickly. I mean, there's a lot of torque. I mean, everything you do is from your midsection, right? That first move in the outfield, spinning, turning, running the bases, out of the box, of course, swinging.
And the last thing you want to do when you go on the disabled list is sneeze. That's the worst thing, and that's how you determine if you're healthy enough, because your body just locks up.
Throw to first, and diving back is Taylor. I remember in the early stages when Will Myers went on the DL, Andy Green saying he's going to do nothing for the next month. Basically, we're looking at a long time before he's able to do anything.
You can't run, you can't exercise. Everything is part of that. And it's not a good feeling when you're sitting on the disabled list.
Swing and a miss for Tolles, and he strikes out. First K of the night for Tyson Ross. 2 down.
There's the tilt on the slider that we like from Tyson Ross. You know, I was watching Tyson taking his warm-up pitches prior to this inning, and watching that, and watching his glove side, clearing that front side on his left side of his body. And he's doing a fine job doing that. He's not covering up that RES on his chest on his follow-through. He's clearing it on the left side of his ribs, if you want to say that way, and getting through, getting up on top, and getting good tilt.
2 down, Taylor at first, and it brings up Kike Hernandez. Bouncing in, Hedges blocks, taken off is Taylor, and he will get to second base. Hedges blocking it, not able to grab it though. And to second base on the wild pitch goes Chris Taylor.
You know, there's been a few balls in the dirt tonight, so if you're a base runner, you have to have that awareness. It has to be a pre-thought. And when you watch Chris Taylor at first base, it was instant. See him seeing the ball away from Hedges, into scoring position he goes.
2 down, Taylor at second base, and Kike Hernandez ahead in the count, 1-0. Coming in, hitting at .230, 15 homers and 32 runs batted in. 85th game for Hernandez. Strike call, 2-1. Picked up that outside corner.
When Tyson Ross is on his game, 2-0, he throws that first strike consistently. That is a good sign.
Hernandez with 15 home runs. That's third most on the Dodgers. Strike call, high strike, 2-2. I talked about it last night. Kike Hernandez seeing time defensively at every position except pitcher and catcher. Most of the games have come in center field. 33 starts in center. Tonight he starts in right. Blocked nicely by Hedges. No advance for Taylor.
Now Austin's been so active early in this game. You have to give trust to Tyson Ross, because you want him to throw that slider with conviction. That's what he's been doing.
Taylor at second, 2 down here in the Dodgers top of the second inning. And a grounder towards third. Aswai is going to get his first chance, and it's a good one. Nicely done. Ends the top of the second inning. Dodgers leave a runner in scoring position. Scoreless from Petco.
where most pitchers, I would say 90% of pitchers go to their strengths, where Ross has that ability to attack weaknesses as well.
Dodgers manager Dave Roberts talking about his starting pitcher Ross Stripling and how Stripling understands it's not about the quality of his stuff to challenge guys, it's about his ability to understand his opponent's weakness and to take advantage of that, and that is consistent with his analytic mind. Guys, when he is not doing this, he's a stockbroker, Series 7 licensed, so he spends his mornings studying the markets, the afternoon studying hitters, and it's been good enough to get him to an all-star berth, guys.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. This one driven out towards left center field on the run is Peterson, not going to get there. Back to the track of the wall. Perella headed for two, and a good start to the bottom of the second inning. A double for Perella.
I love when Jose Perella is aggressive early in the count. You can see him tracking that breaking ball and slicing it into the left center gap. That's a little slider over the middle of the plate. Jose Perella feasts on those breaking balls. That's a good start for the Padres.
So Perella at second base, nobody out as Freddie Galvis makes his way up here for the Padres. Galvis lifts a fly ball to left field. Jock Peterson moving over and back to make the catch on Freddie Galvis. So Perella back to the bag at second, one down. Brings up Manuel Margot. Leading off a little more lately, but tonight batting seventh in the Padres order, with Jankowski leading it off. Margot 4 for 6 against Stripling in his career and hitting a .239 overall in the year. 3 homers, 24 runs batted in. Back towards Stripling, who will have a little trouble but still have time to recover. And he goes to first base to retire Margot as Perella takes third base, 2 down.
Off the heel, off the hand, follow it around, see what it eats. Plenty of time, throws off balance, the changeup. It's all good. It's a, what do you call it? A
clank?
Something.
A results-based business.
Results-based business.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a clank too.
Get the job done.
But he got it done.
Yeah, it's an out.
Clank.
2 down, runner at third, and brings up Austin Hedges. 221 for homers, 16 runs batted in for the Padres catcher.
Last night for Austin Hedges, it was right center. He started off with that double, then the single to the right side as well. That's a good sign. Tendency sometimes is for him to be pull conscious. Now he's starting to incorporate the big part of the field. That's when he gets dangerous.
See how Stripling goes after him with Tyson Ross on deck, first base being open.
Popped up into shallow right center. Kike Hernandez coming from right will get there to make the catch. That ends the second inning. Done with 2 without a score from Petco. Ashley Richard, who joins us, Clayton Richard's wife, and we've been talking a little bit, Ashley, about this basket thing that is coming up, and it's coming up on Sunday.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it and how fans can get involved.
Yeah, so it's the Potteries Favorite Things basket, and it's this Sunday. We're going to be behind the home plate gate, so when you come in, all the wives are going to be out there. There's going to be about 25 baskets. The girls have been working hard getting things signed of their fellows' favorite things, signed items. It's just been a lot of fun to put together, and all the proceeds are going to go to Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And Don, I think you have contributed today, correct?
Today
Yes.
I did. We finally put our basket together. We were sort of being, I don't want to say ashamed. Is that right? Is
We
that
were
right?
being thrown under the bus.
We were being
The
thrown
sad
under the bus.
basket, was that what it was called?
It was called the sad basket because it had nothing in
There
it.
was nothing in it.
Yes, and it was Jessie Green who was holding it up to the camera for everybody to see. So yes,
She's a mom. She can mom guilt you big time.
She did.
So make it happen, boys.
So when is the deadline? When is the cutoff?
Well,
Can I bring something tomorrow?
tomorrow, absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime now. Get it here, or you can just sign. I mean, we can sign ball
I've
that's
got-
in your hand. Let's do it.
I've got a baseball.
Yeah,
that
I
would
almost brought a ball in today because I was like,
Really?
maybe I should fidget with something while I'm up here.
you think it's what
Because
he
I
does.
watch you guys, the boys watch you, we watch you. We're very much into like the production of the game now that we don't travel. Our circus is not travel, so we watch you. And I'm picking up on launch angle like the boys.
She told me that earlier this year.
Really?
No,
Yeah, they
yesterday.
were off. You guys came to LA,
Yes.
and I got a chance to see them. They were at the pool. Everybody was there
Right.
together. And their kids, the Richard kids, their favorite thing is when you yell launch angle.
Well, hopefully there's a lot of that tonight
Right?
with the Padres bats.
I know.
Are the boys at home watching?
No, they are in the family room hanging out. Hi, boys. Love you. But good behavior and be respectful. I always am watching.
Well,
Always.
tomorrow I will make a point to go buy some of my favorite things.
Okay, do it.
I will gladly sign a baseball.
What are your
I mean, I want the
favorite
value
things?
of this basket to go up.
Right.
I don't want the value to go plummeting because I signed a
Right.
baseball.
I mean, it's like a game ball right there. Game used.
Well, I
right?
added
So-
today. I added some olive oil, which I like to cook. I put
Okay.
some chipotle stuff in there with some seasoning also in there. I also put some fishing lures in there to fish in the bay if somebody wants to fish in the bay. Some of my favorite lures that work, I did that. This one is bunted fowl. I also put in a candle in there because Mud and I always travel candles on the road. I know.
Okay,
I know.
that's
it's
very-
something that we do. It's kind of
that's
our
very
road
nice.
tradition.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll
Thank
put a candle
you.
in there
Appreciate
too.
it.
I will sign this ball. I will put it
Awesome.
back in the box here. And tomorrow, before I come to the ballpark, I will gladly stop by and get something to fill the basket. The
Okay.
basket of sadness.
Okay, we do not want it to be sad. So yes, we will. The girls will be out there at 11:30. So when you walk
Okay.
in, come say hey, and you can just make a donation too if you would like to. So there's going to be everybody's got a basket. There's Trevor Hoffman's got baskets. The Cubs have signed a basket
Nice.
for us also. So yeah, it was awesome. We were with the Cubs, or Clayton was with the Cubs for a couple years, and so then we just called them up, and they're like, awesome. They're just a great organization. So we're thankful for that. And when the Fowlers picked Make-A-Wish, it was just such a no-brainer to get behind it and put all the effort into it, because as a nonprofit, it's very much a grassroots nonprofit, and they give over 200 wishes a year to these kids. And we met with the CEO, and
Out at second base is Utley. They're trying to bunt him over, and it turns out to strike him out, throw him out, double play. That'll work.
that will work. And the CEO said that we are in the business of hope, and just when these kids have illnesses and they're in and out of hospitals, it gives them just a sense of normalcy, something to work toward. And a lot of the gifts are to Disneyland, but some were to redo mom's bathroom or to do a kitchen, and just they're very generous with their gifts. And so it's just really cool to see just how the ideas form, how they're formulated, the volunteers that go into making these wishes complete, and then just seeing we met families also. So it was just a really special trip when we went to their
You know what?
center.
I look at what you guys do, and this is twofold for me. One is obviously life-changing for the child or the family you're affecting, but it's also gratifying for you as well, being
Oh.
able to do what you do to change their life or make a wish come true.
Absolutely. So when we went in, we met two families. They were sisters, and they had two kids that qualified for wishes. And one family introduced themselves as the boys' names were Cashton and Camden. and my heart dropped because my son's names are Cashton and Cannon.
Wow.
And it just, I get teary thinking about it because it could be any of us. Sure. You know, that literally, that could have been me, that could have been any of the wives on the team with children. And your heart just goes out for them, and you just literally want to do anything just to make that kid smile, their siblings happy, and just to, give that family just a day of happy, just to, to enjoy each other and be normal for a day and just to enjoy each other. So it's really cool. We're really excited. The Fowlers have absolutely laid the foundation for giving for this organization, and I'm so thankful that they're givers. You see the Fowlers names all over San Diego County, and it's just been a privilege to work with them. And Alexis is awesome at kind of just leading the way, and yes, ma'am, I'll do whatever you need. So.
You know what else is cool about this whole deal is that your children are witnessing what you're doing, and the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, so they get in that mood and they see what you're doing to help the community, and that's how they grow to help other people in their years. Not only as adults, but in grade school, high school. I think that carries over, and I think that's a great thing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Both Clayton and I were blessed with great parents that, led by example and were hard workers and givers. And so I think it's just what we do. It makes us happy. And in this world that you get caught up in the day-to-day stress of performing at a high level. And so very much just being a part of the community gives us joy.
Well, certainly been a big part of the San Diego community on 2 different occasions now.
We are happy to be back.
Well, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, on Sunday, fans, check it out. It'll be in the home plate entrance, correct? Where they'll be coming in?
Yes.
On Sunday?
Yes. So the entrance to the Lexus Plate Club, they will pass us as they go in. And the boxes are awesome. I'm like the Amazon Prime now, like last minute mom. I'm on that one. But there's a lot of girls that are super crafty and super creative, and we're just thankful for their efforts. And Hauser's girlfriend, who is wonderful, she does not live here, and she's like, hey, I'll just send you some stuff. I'm like, okay, great, whatever, a ball, bat, whatever. Like, boxes keep showing up at my house, and the kids are like, Mom, we got a PS4. And I'm like, not yours. Don't touch the PS4. That is not yours.
Well, swing and a miss here for Max Muncy. Ashley Richard, thanks so much for joining us.
We really appreciate it.
Good luck.
Ashley, thanks for all you do. Appreciate it. All right.
Thanks.
We are scoreless.
July 17th, only on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app.
Last of the 3rd inning back at Petco Park as Tyson Ross just recorded a strikeout of Max Muncy to end the top half of the inning, and he leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 4 for 30 at the plate for Tyson, and he bunts at it for strike 1. 133 average this year, but over the course of his 9-year career, 190 average home run, 11 runs batted in. Stripling has given up 2 hits in the first 2 innings. Double to Myers in the first, double to Perella in the second. Perella left at third base, Myers left at second. This one jolted out towards deep right center field. Andrew Toll's going back onto the warning track to make the catch in front of the wall. Tyson Ross got a hold of that one, but not enough. Tolles goes back to get it on the dirt of the track. Pretty dramatic turnaround for Ross Stripling as a starter, 2016 and 17 compared to what he's doing in 2018.
So the one thing that I look at is the command. The strikeouts this year are up. The command of all of his pitches, all 4 of his pitches thrown him at any time. I think that's one of the reasons why Ross Stripling has turned around as a starter. And let's face it, another factor I think comes into mind. Doesn't every pitcher ultimately want to be a starter? Get the rock once every 5 days. Being a reliever, yeah, you can make your name known if you're a closer, but I think a starter is where it's at.
Well, I didn't dream about being a pinch hitter, so yeah, you understand your different role.
This one in the air to left field. Jock Peterson moves over and under, makes the catch. And Scan, your impressions of the changes Ross Stripling has made?
You know, obviously he's done some things mechanically. He added 20 pounds to be able to last further in the season. But I like Mark Sweeney's point about what he did with his curveball. And it wasn't long ago Rick Honeycutt convinced him in a bullpen session to throw it harder, like Sandy Koufax, like Clayton Kershaw. And my question to you, Sweens, is when you do that, from a hitter's perspective, is it there's more action on the ball, it's tougher to hit, or is it the pitcher is selling it more with an arm speed that's more consistent like the fastball? Which one actually fools the hitter more?
Yeah, I think it's arm speed too when it comes down to it. If you think of arm speed and if he's throwing it a little more harder, what happens is visually it looks like a fastball coming out of the hands. That's the reason why you get swing and miss when it comes out of the strike zone. Now if he's trying to land it, it's a little easier to track that curveball out of the hands. So it really has to do with the arm speed, but the release point. And if you maintain that same release point as the fastball and you continue to throw the fastball up, the trend in baseball with the curveball behind it, that's a tough one to cover both.
Now the numbers against the curveball. 171 average against Stripling. Von Nova, top of that list, 138 average. That's his curveball. A shift on the right side do the Dodgers here on Carlos Asuaje with 2 down. And that bounces in for ball 2, 2-2.
Hey guys, is this what you're talking about? I'm going to keep it right here. Let's say his release point is right here for Ross Stripling, right? Mark, when you were talking about the fastball or the curveball out of the hand to have this type of effect,
yes,
rather than having it with the release point here, having a little hump in it. Correct?
Yes.
So you're right. It gives you the illusion if he's showing that curveball from here, bang, rather than that hump. And like you said, out of the hand, it looks like a fastball.
Over the shift and into right field. A base hit for Asuaje. 2 out single, and the Padres have had at least 1 hit in every inning so far tonight. So 2 down, a runner at first, and it brings up Will Myers. Will doubled in the first inning. Hits now for San Diego on the night. Last 7 games. The numbers for Myers. Again, they are very deep in the outfield on Myers. As he'll take strike 1. There's the curveball. How deep they are in the outfield. Anderson left, Tolles in center, backed up.
This is when you want to land it early in the count, so he might back off just a little bit, get a good spin.
Lead for Asuaje held on by Bellinger with 2 down here in the 3rd inning. And Myers couldn't hold up. Goes around 1-2.
Yeah, that's the hard breaking ball there. That's what exposes you. It looks like a fastball coming out of the hands. See him getting on top of that. Perfect location in and out of the strike zone.
Outside, 2-2. Stripling with 1 strikeout so far in the night, has not walked anybody. Myers hits it on the ground to deep third. Max Muncy gets it there in time to retire Myers. And the Padres are gone in the 3rd inning. To the 4th we go, scoreless.
And France take on Luka Modric in Croatia in the FIFA World Cup final. Coverage begins Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app.
Fourth inning without a score tonight. As leading it off is Cody Bellinger. Bellinger popped out third baseman Carlos Asuaje in the 1st inning, riding a 3-game hitting streak coming in. 6 for his last 12. Followed by Grandal and Taylor. Now with 2 strikes on him, they're going to go into a shift. Asuaje going from third base to the right side of the infield. Not in a shift previously. Inside 2-2.
Heavy dose of sliders.
Slider looks a little sharper to me tonight than it was the last 2 starts.
More depth to it.
Yeah.
Tilt.
Full count now. Had been ahead 0-2. Osmani Grandal, then Chris Taylor. Little dribbler in front of the plate. Hedges jumps out there. You got to hurry. And he throws it away. But was he running inside the line? Yes, he was. He'll be out. So Bellinger, who can fly for a big man especially, getting down the line, but he ran inside the line at first base and is ruled out on the play.
He was well inside the line. Fair territory.
All the way down.
Yeah, he's on the grass.
Dave Roberts out to argue this.
Well, you got to credit Jordan Baker because he called it immediately. He's explaining it to Dave Roberts, but immediately he made the call and even made the gesture to the dugout of the Dodgers.
I mean, I don't think there's any question that he was inside the line all the way down. I mean,
Yeah.
I really don't.
He was on the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dave's reaching for straws here.
That's what that runner's lane is for.
So 1 down here in the 4th inning. Brings up Yasmani Grandal as the Padres shift on him on the right side. Outfield straight away. 257 in 10 games against his old team. Changeup missed, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, rare changeup, but that was a good pitch right there because Grandal starts searching and seeking for that ball in as the count goes into his favor.
There's a strike, 3-1. On deck is Chris Taylor. 1 down here in the 4th inning. Full count now.
Well, we talked about the slider from Tyson Ross before the ball game. Boy, really tight rotation, really tight, and depth as well. Up on top. See that little dot? Not working around it where it's flat.
Broken bat pop up. Aswahe racing in to make the catch. 2 down. In the shift, and Aswahe coming in from his spot in the shift on the right side.
Well, you talked to Glenn Hoffman, the third base coach, and he says the third base is a reactionary position. That's the difference. And you can see Carlos Aswahe getting his first start. That's what you have to be conscious of when you're playing second. You can play different angles, different modes. Glenn Hoffman knows his stuff when you think about the infield instruction.
Two down here in the 4th inning brings up Chris Taylor. Fly ball headed to right field. Travis Jankowski. Kind of twilight right now, but he sees it fine and makes the catch and ends the top of the 4th. Scoreless. San Diego's choice for heating, cooling, and solar. Bottom of the 4th inning as the sun has set here off to the left, and We are scoreless from Petco Park in San Diego to the bottom of the 4th inning. Eric Hosmer, Jose Perella, and Freddie Galvis expected in the inning. Hosmer grounded out to first base in the 1st inning. Take strike 1.
There's that getting me over curveball at 77.
Fouled into the Dodgers dugout. They're housed on the 3rd base side here at Petco Park, and it's 0-2.
Interesting to see if Stripling will throw anything straight to Eric Hosmer. We've seen the curveball, we've seen the slider. So many avenues you can go here. Fastball out of the zone if you're going to throw the fastball. Bounce into the breaking ball. Slider down and in.
A little dribbler down the 3rd baseline. Stripling fires to first, and that's out number 1 at the bottom of the 4th inning. Time now for the Kia Drive to Success. Involves Ross Stripling tonight. Tonight's Dodgers starter. Highest strikeout per walk ratio. Stripling second only to Corey Kluber. Justin Verlander, Chris Sale, Max Scherzer behind him. One out, and it brings up Jose Perella. Perella in his first plate appearance doubled in the 2nd inning.
Boy, I really like Jordan Baker behind the plate. He's yelling out where the pitch is. No out on that first pitch. The slider down and away.
One and one. Back to the curveball again. Comes in with a 7-2 record. 2.22 earned run average. 25th appearance. 14th start, and an all-star. Foul tip to the catcher's man. 1-2. Where would the Dodgers be without Ross Stripling? I mean, they needed a guy in the rotation, and he has stepped up big time.
Opportunity was knocking, and he took full force of that, and that's a great question. And it's amazing because I mentioned earlier how the Dodgers #1 in ERA and starters, right? And it's when you get an opportunity like that and paying dividends, that's huge.
Clayton Kershaw back off the DL. Pitched in the first game of this series. Line and caught first base by Bellinger. 2 down. Sharply hit, but right in the neighborhood of Cody Bellinger. Nice crowd on hand tonight. Beautiful night for baseball in San Diego. 2 down in the 4th inning, and brings up Freddie Galvis. Fly down to the left fielder Jock Peterson in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. Tries the bunt, drops it down the 3rd baseline. Muncy will have no play, and a bunt single for Freddie Galvis. Not a bad thought.
Well, it's perfect timing. We saw Travis Jankowski fake it early in his first at bat. I thought Freddie Galvis was going to do this the last time because Perella led off with that double. He sees the opportunity with Max Muncy at 3rd base. I thought Max was going to let this go because it was a perfect bunt. Freddie Galvis on with 2 outs.
2 down, Galvis at first, and it brings up Manuel Margot. Back to the mound in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. Last 4 games hitting at 400. Here's Margot, 6 for his last 15. Did not start in last night's game. Travis Jankowski started in center last night, and they've been sharing time in center field.
There's been so many good things to watch with Manny Margot. The adjustments he's made. What he has really done a good job with is staying and keeping that bat in the strike zone a little bit longer. Everything is connected now. Now he's got to search for that pitch right on belt high. He loves that one.
'50th pitch of the night coming up for the Dodgers starter. With 2 down here in the 4th inning. That is strike 2. When in doubt, the curveball for Stripling has been the case tonight.
Second time around, now he's starting to get a good feel for that breaking ball.
I know Mark's mentioned it many times about if a guy has a breaking ball, he can't throw it for strikes. You just eliminate it. Not the case here. He's throwing it for a strike.
Well, if he's throwing it for a strike, now you can't get off the fastball. You still got to stay on that, but you have to shift the field with the fastball.
Runner goes, and the pitch outside, but a throw down to second base, and Galvis has stolen base. Tough pitch to work with for Grandal, but still made a pretty good effort. But Galvis steals second into scoring position with 2 down.
Boy, high leg kick, really good jump. I love the traditional pop-up slide. As this pitch, as you mentioned, Don, it's the curveball, and it was down to the right side of Grandal on the shortstop side of second base, allowing Freddie to get into scoring position.
2 down, runner at second. Manuel Margot with a count of 2-2. Fouled off, and we'll do it again.
You know what I love about Freddie Galvis in that situation? Laying down a bunt with 2 strikes. You need to take and pick a choice to steal a base, and he picked the perfect pitch to go on. Now he's in scoring position for a big hit for Manny Margot.
Ball 4 or ball 3. Where's Manny go? 3-2. Galvis at second base, 2 down here in the 4th inning. Did he go? No. And there is ball 4. Now Margot down to first base. First walk given up by Stripling on the night. 2 on, 2 down. And it'll bring up Austin Hedges.
How about former teammates Chase Utley and Freddie Galvis? Philadelphia Phillies having a little bit of conversation around the bag at second base.
Hedges fly to right his first time up, a .353 average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position for the Padres catcher, who will take strike 1.
First pitch right on the outside corner. Well, you can do so much if you can consistently throw that for a first pitch strike.
Strike 2. Peppering that outside corner right now.
Yeah, when you have the location, you have the ability to spin a breaking ball. It could lock you up as a hitter. See Hedges just sink down into his legs.
Little slider for show. Throwing some chum out there. Hoping the fish are going to bite. Trying to reel them in. Go back to the yacker and maybe pound something inside.
On the ground, deep short, knocked down by Taylor, is going to save a run with that diving bid. And the bases are now loaded. Well, by knocking that down, that keeps Galvis at third base, and the bases are loaded with 2 down on the base hit by Hedges.
Another breaking ball and making adjustments for Austin Hedges off the end of the bat, but you got to love what he has done with 2 strikes. That 3-run home run came with 2 strikes, and then tonight you see Taylor with the effort. He saves a run potentially there. But Austin Hedges continues to make those adjustments, and it has been with 2 strikes. Should have a smile on his face.
Bases filled with Padres, 2 down in the inning, and Tyson Ross coming up. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position on the year. Flied out to the warning track in the 3rd inning. A ball that went almost 390 feet. But was out. Andrew Tolles made the catch on the warning track. Starts Ross off with a fastball.
Start watching some of the sequencing right now, and you're probably going to see a breaking ball these next 2 pitches. I don't think Tyson Ross is going to sit on that, but he can look out over the plate.
Strike 1, 1-1.
I don't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I don't remember Stripling tonight even bouncing a breaking ball yet, has he? And my point being, if he leaves one over the heart of the plate, I mean, that could speed up Tyson's bat. I mean, he could do some damage on a hanging breaking ball as well. And if it does go in the dirt, Galvis can go home.
Stripling wants to see the signs again. So you're thinking you'd stay with straight fastballs here to not help speed up the bat?
I think he's got confidence to throw the curveball. I think he will if he wants to. And I understand that ball was in the dirt when Freddie Galvis took second base, so he has popped one into the dirt earlier tonight.
Well, sticking with your thought process, there's a fastball, strike 2.
That is the perfect reason why you don't have to light up the radar guns to pitch successfully. That's 91 with a little bit of 2-seam action coming back on a 4-seamer.
Galvis at third, Margot at second, Hedges at first, 2 down in the Padres' 4th inning. Ross with a swing and a miss. That's strike 3, and that is the end of the inning. Padres leave them loaded, scoreless to the 5th we go. Washington Nationals defeat the Mets 5-4 at Citi Field tonight. Bryce Harper is going to participate in the Home Run Derby. Round 1 has him matched up against Freddie Freeman. Max Muncy is here tonight. Javier Baez matched up. Jesus Aguilar, Reese Hoskins, Alex Bregman, and Kyle Schwarber. And the Home Run Derby, which will be part of the All-Star festivities. Of course, the All-Star game right here on Fox, July the 17th. And the Home Run Derby seems like it is hard now in some cases to get guys to do it. Some guys have come out of it saying that they feel differently in the second half of the season, and some guys just don't want to do it, but good for these guys that they are doing.
Well, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, probably the guys that you would want in that home run hitting contest. But how about Freddie Freeman? He has to go against the hometown favorite of Bryce Harper. That's not a good matchup in the first round.
Soft liner to the shortstop Galvis off the bat of Tolles, is out number 1 of the 5th inning.
That's one of those also where you really can't make a prediction on a winner in that one, right? I mean, if a guy gets hot, It's easy to go with the guy with the most home runs, but I also like how they incorporate guys who are not on the All-Star team into the Home Run Derby as well.
Max Muncy. I think Kyle Schwarber is going to be the guy. You look at the Washington Nationals in that ballpark. Right center is that zone where you can just let it fly. Max Muncy could be a 2. Leads the Dodgers in home runs.
Do you understand why some guys don't want to do it, though, from a player standpoint?
I do, because there's a lot of worry because you have to change the way you're approaching a
Your
normal
swing?
at bat. Your swing changes. I think there's a lot of guys in batting practice that do try to hit home runs, but it's not every single swing. And there's long periods of time if you get it on one of those hot stretches, and it tires you out.
Well, Myers, of course, participated in the Home Run Derby here at Petco Park in 2016.
He got drilled by his brother.
Yeah.
I always look at that, and I laugh at it too, but there's a lot of pressure on that BP pitcher. And some of them even bring their own guy that they're used to.
Did he go? Yes, he did, says Greg Gibson. Striking out is Kike Hernandez. 4 strikeouts for Ross. 2 down in the 5th inning.
Oh, it goes big time.
It's time now for tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Valley View Casino.
I love trivia.
Well, Hershiser set an MLB record for tossing 59 consecutive scoreless innings in 1988. Who held the previous record? Tweet us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia.
That's kind of too easy of a question, isn't it? If you're a baseball fan. Oh, nice talking to you guys.
Yes, it is.
Pitch inside for ball 1.
I mean, that was a record that stood for decades.
It's always good to see the Bulldog, isn't it?
Love Oral.
1-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
That guy had one heck of a year in 1988. That was a team that hit like 250. They weren't known for their bats. They had a great pitching staff, led by that guy, number 55.
High strike call, 1-2.
The beauty of this game, you hear so many different ways to explain something. And tonight, Oral Hershiser talked to me about how he threw his changeup. And he said, what I tended to do is slow my lower half down. And to me as a hitter, it was always about arm speed and how they could throw that changeup with that same release point. But he said he tended to almost throw it like he was throwing at the beginning of spring training, where you're behind the L screen and you lay back a little bit.
Sure.
And it made perfect sense to me.
Foul back below us, hangs at 2-2 here to Chase Utley. Seventy pitches for Tyson Ross here through 4 2/3 innings. Time call very late. So Tyson will walk counterclockwise around the mound. Midst of a meeting with himself as he retreats to the top of the hill. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Chase Utley to end the 5th inning. Halfway through, scoreless.
Out of the hand of Ross Stripling, and as a pitcher, when you get that release point down, I tell you what, there's nothing better than getting ahead, especially with an off-speed pitch. Now, from a hitter standpoint, what does that do to a hitter, Mark?
Well, it locks you up because you're committed to that fastball. You saw slider fastball early in the game in your previous at bat. Now you're starting to see that slow curveball dropped in, and you know he has a harder one. He's varying the speeds of his curveball. That makes it very difficult. You know, both of these starting pitchers look like finishers to me tonight. They have a purpose of what they're trying to execute.
Travis Jankowski leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jankowski struck out looking in the 1st inning, flied out to left in the 3rd inning. Close pitch, called the ball, 2-0. Jankowski and Swahe Myers for Ross Stripling to face here in the bottom of the 5th inning. On the ground to 3rd, Muncy was in on the grass, and the throw in plenty of time. So 1 down here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Carlos Swahe. So 1 down brings up Carlos Swahe. Flied out to center field and single, 1 for 2. Shift on him here on the right side, and he will take ball 1. In there for a strike, 1-1. Time called as Swahe backs out. Granted time by Jordan Baker as the play tonight for the umpires. Randall trying to frame it, but it is away. 2-1.
Trying to bust out the windshield wipers.
That's a great analogy. I love that.
Remember who used to do it the most? Mike Piazza. The Hall of Famer. He used to drag it in so far.
Like a high fastball,
Yeah.
like bring it down.
Like, Mike, come on.
That's funny.
70th pitch of the night coming up for Stripling. And it's fouled off. Swahe stays alive. Padres have left 6 men on base so far tonight. They've had at least a base runner reach in every inning so far. Left the bases loaded in the 4th inning. 2-2. And that a close pitch just missed. Full count.
Well, he talks. See how Grandal set up away. He tries to frame that pitch. Does not get the call on the four-seam fastball. Catches it on the webbing. A lot of the glove is over the inside part of the plate. They're trying to catch it in that webbing off the plate. Could give the illusion that it's a strike.
Swing and a miss, and Swahe strikes out. That's a 3rd strikeout for Stripling. 2 down in the 5th inning. It's time now to answer tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Valley View Casino. Oral Hershiser set an MLB record by tossing 59 consecutive scoreless innings in 1988. Who held the previous record?
Don Drysdale.
Don Drysdale, indeed. 58 scoreless innings in 1968.
That's an unbelievable record when you think about it. Isn't it?
I think it'll be broken.
That's one. I find it. I don't like to bet on anything.
Not even the ponies?
I would bet over 50% that is a record that will not be broken. That's
feel
so
like-
hard with the hitters these days.
I feel like anything could be broken, with the exception of Cal Ripken.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't
agree.
think that will ever be touched.
It won't.
You talk about Freddie Galvis. You were talking about on the pregame tonight. The stretch he is on, the longest active right now streak. 0-1, and it's fouled off. It's 0-2.
Think about it. Leadoff double. Broken bat single down the right field. That's a run. During that stretch, there was nothing like that happened to either Don Drysdale or Oral Hershiser. Wild pitch, guy on 3rd.
What made Oral so tough when he was?
He could locate with the bat with some movement. Oh my gosh, I remember in 1998, I remember getting wind and he was in the middle of his streak. He pitched like his 4th complete game in a row or something ridiculous at Candlestick, and they showed footage of it, and he was just wham, wham, in, out, up, down. Guys had no chance.
No, he said something interesting to me tonight. He said we all need to learn how to back off and when to throttle. And I think when you learn that and you think about experience, that's what Oral Hershiser meant to all of us that watched him pitch at his craft. Greg Maddux comes to mind. This is a guy that came in blowing it, and then he manipulated the baseball and he embarrassed you.
You know, I know there's a lot of beautiful things to watch in this game of baseball, but being a pitcher, I'm kind of biased. But to see a guy do just that, move the baseball in, out, do what he wants with the baseball 98% of the time. I mean, that's fun to watch.
Myers lines this to left. Peterson coming in, dives and does not make the catch. He trapped it. And aboard at first is Myers with 2 down in the inning. Peterson may have hurt himself on the diving bid out there in left field.
You know, as an outfielder, you have to commit, especially when it's diving down, and you could see him trying to manipulate his body to make that catch. The ground wins that battle.
With a wrist, too.
It's a heck of an effort by the left fielder.
Myers' second hit of the night. He is now 2 for 3 and on at first base with 2 down. Brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer grounded out to first in the first, grounded back to the mound in the 4th inning. Slowly rolled down the first baseline, foul.
And then on the flip side of what I was just talking about, pitching, guys like Tony Gwynn, who can manipulate the bat and hit the ball where it's pitched and do damage.
2 down, Myers at first base. And an 0-1 pitch coming up here to Hosmer. Line to the shortstop, positioned perfectly, and Taylor throws out Hosmer to end the inning. We played 5 without a score.
It's back and back with a vengeance. It's been nasty on the left-handers, the right-handers. Chase Utley swinging over the top of it. You can see the rotation. There is no rotation to pick up. It is tight. It is deep. Even the left-handers are swinging over the top of it. Tyson Ross with 5 strikeouts tonight so far, and the big weapon is the slider. Good to see it back, guys.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. He is dealing with the opposing pitcher, Ross Stripling, to begin things here in the 6th inning. Stripling struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. That's a ground ball to second base. Pirello slides to his right for the first out of the 6th. One down, and Jock Peterson coming up here for LA.
Wonder how Jock's feeling after that dive and left. Like he was checking inventory after that dive.
3rd plate appearance of the night for Peterson. He grounded out to first. Last time up he walked. Padres shifting on Peterson on the right side. Bring the 3rd baseman of Suaje over there, and these numbers kind of showing you why they are stacked up the way they are. Over the shift down the right field line. It's a foul ball. Just to the right of the line.
Roland Garros. It is Wimbledon.
What's the line? What's the line judge say? Out.
Out.
Broken shillelagh too.
One down here in the 6th inning. 8 in a row. Retired by Tyson Ross. This is for ball 2, 2-2.
You know, we were talking about framing behind the plate for catchers. Well, according to MLB, 2 are in the house tonight and 2 are on the Dodgers. Number 4 on that list is Yasmani Grandal. Number 6 on that list is Austin Barnes. And the kid we're looking at right now, Austin Hedges, yeah, he does a pretty good job as well. Buster Posey's listed at number 1.
To left center field, and that's going to get in for the first Dodgers hit of the night, all the way to the track of the wall. And to second base goes Jock Peterson. It's a 1-out double for Peterson after Ross had not allowed a hit in 5 1/3 innings.
Backdoor cutter. You can see it coming on the plate. Credit Jock Peterson to going with that pitch. You've seen a lot of sliders down and in to those left-handed hitters. They've been so successful.
1 out Peterson at second base, and it brings up Max Muncy. 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short and struck out swinging. Pitch 80 coming up for Tyson Ross. Driven to right field. Jankowski on the move will get there to make the catch. And he fires back in quickly to second base, 2 down. Well, Muncy gives it a ride to right field, but Jankowski runs it down 2 away.
Yeah, that's a hang with him. He hit it well, but Travis was there to cover some ground. And this now being the 4th time tonight that Tyson has had to work on the stretch with the walks and now the base hit. Travis is there. That ball is hooking towards the line, and he's on it. Makes it look easy. But after those walks, Tyson bounced back. Didn't let those walks working out of the stretch hurt the right-hander.
2 down, runner at second for Cody Bellinger. 0 for 2 in the ball game tonight. It's 146 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. And a grounder foul outside the bag at first. A 1 to Bellinger. And that's strike 2. At the bottom of the zone there to Bellinger.
You know, everything has been set up with that slider down and in. That's what locks him up on this fastball. Perfect location for Tyson Ross.
One and 2. Jock Peterson doubled with 1 out. Muncy flied out to right. No advance for Peterson, so 2 down. Runner at second base. And Bellinger down in the count, 1 and 2. It's been a 5 strikeout night so far for Tyson Ross. Bounces in, and Hedges able to block it. 2-2. High for ball 3, full count. On deck, Yasmani Grandal. With 2 outs here in the Dodgers' 6th inning. 6th full count of the night for Tyson Ross.
I'm putting a wrinkle in this one. I'm throwing him a slider.
On the ground, back to Ross. He'll run a little bit, flip underhanded, inning over. Dodgers leave a runner at second base. Scoreless after 5.5.
Sharing a photo or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
It's on to the bottom of the 6th inning as the Padres and Dodgers are scoreless. Final game of this series. The Cubs are here and will begin a 3-game series tomorrow night. Javier Baez, 66 RBIs. Jason Hayward, great numbers against the Padres in his career. And John Lester will see on Sunday on the road this season. 6-1 at 2.96 earned run average for the All-Star.
Javier Baez starting his first All-Star game. Pretty impressive year for the talented infielder.
Chicago first in average. They're hitting the ball as far as average is concerned. On base percentage, slugging percentage, top 3 in both categories.
Jose Pirela 1 for 2 tonight, a double in the 2nd. Lined out to first in the 4th inning. Stripling working here into the 6th inning. He's allowed 6 hits. Padres have left a total of 7 men on base in this game, including leaving the bases loaded in the 4th inning. Padres 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position in this game. That's strike 2. Generous call.
It's on the corner, all right.
Corner of
16th and Imperial.
Swing and a miss, and striking out is Perella. 4th strikeout for Ross Stripling. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
The MLB.TV All-Star Sale is here for $39.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to make total advantage of this sale. You can't beat it. $39.99. $39.99.
I just changed the price.
That's like a lot of money.
Prices are dropping as I speak.
One out, and Daniel Hudson is up in the pen right now for LA. Chop foul outside of first, and it's 0-2. Galvis flight out to left in the 2nd. And a bunt single down the 3rd base line in the 4th inning. Trying to hold up, goes around and strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Stripling. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Now 5 Ks in his outing.
Showing different ways to punch out these Padre hitters, and this one is the fastball elevated. You have that thought in your mind of the breaking ball, and then you fire on a fastball and you can't get your barrel to it.
Two down here in the 6th inning brings up Manuel Margot. Most pitches thrown in any outing for Stripling is 105, and that was against the Padres in a win in 6 2/3 innings back on May 25th.
We had 10 punch outs in that outing, which was really all about that curveball.
Yeah, 10 punch outs and 0 walks in that outing. Look at the breakdown for him on the night, working with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Strike 2. And that is where he has placed that curveball a lot of the night, on the outside corner.
He has got that release point down. Perfect placement on that outside corner.
Pitch 90 coming up. And it is hit hard, but picked it short on a hop by Taylor. Spins and fires and gets Margot. 6-3 on the putout by Margot as we head to the 7th inning, scoreless. Says Tyson Ross for the Padres, Ross Stripling for the Dodgers. Stripling through the first 6 innings has struck out 5. He's thrown 90 pitches. On the other side, Tyson Ross went 5 2/3 innings before he gave up a hit. and has struck out 5 along the way. He has walked 3. What has been an impressive night for him, and we are scoreless as we head to the top half of the 7th inning. Padres have 6 hits. The Dodgers have 1. And a very late timeout call again with Grandal backing out. Padres have action in the pen as this inning begins for Tyson Ross. Craig Stammen up in the pen for the Padres. Line down the right field line towards the corner, and a foul ball. Out ahead of that.
You know, Mud, you talked about him shifting over, and I think that has been a huge key. Obviously, that slider comes into play, but he has done that pitching lane. It's very difficult to keep that ball fair.
I think the more you move over towards the third base side, as he was doing, it gives the hitter a better look at that pitch. Plus, it has more plate coverage to it, enabling him to get out in front and keep it fair, right?
Yeah, because a lot of left-handed hitters like that down and in pitch, and you can see them being very uncomfortable. This is when Grandal starts searching for that down and in pitch, middle in.
Popped up, foul ground. Galvis going hard towards the seats and has got to play. Makes it for out number 1 of the 7th inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
1 down here in the 7th, and it brings up Chris Taylor. Taylor walked in the 2nd inning, flied out to right in the 4th inning. Dealing with Tyson Ross for the 3rd time tonight. Foul back, 2-1. The last 2 outings were losses for Tyson Ross. Lost to the Pirates, giving up 7 runs in 5 innings. Last time out against Arizona, just 2 innings, giving up 8 runs. And tonight has been very much back on his game again. Terrific outing so far against a very good LA Dodgers lineup. Still 2-2 to Chris Taylor. Look at the breakdown for him during the course of the night.
That is excellent. Mentioned before, the average 16.5 pitches per inning at the major league level, and the only one in the 2nd inning, 18.
Fly ball down the right field line, headed towards foul ground, and a foul ball.
3 straight fastballs to Chris Taylor, and that's been the first time he has done that all night long.
Andrew Tolles waiting on deck with 1 down here in the 7th inning. Line down the left field line. That's a fair ball headed towards the left field corner. Myers over to dig it out. Heading for second is Taylor. And it's a 1-out double for Chris Taylor, the 2nd Dodgers hit of the night.
Well, after 3 fastballs, he gets a slider out over the plate, the extension of Chris Taylor. You can see that leaking over the middle of the plate, middle away. And that was elevated just a tad, enabling them to drive this down the left field line.
Andy Green headed out there now with 1 out and Taylor at second base. So far, he has not made a move.
He does not want to come out of this game.
So staying in he is. Taylor at second base, 1 down. Away for ball 1. Toles has struck out, lined out sharply to shortstop, 0 for 2 on the night. Even Hundo coming up here for Tyson Ross. First time Ross has gone over 100 pitches since June the 26th at Texas. Most he's thrown in any game, of course, the 127 pitches that he threw in that outing at Arizona, in which he went 7 2/3 without giving up a hit. Toles bloops one into shallow left. It's going to fall for a base hit. Round from second comes Taylor. No throw, and the Dodgers strike first. On top, 1-0 here in the 7th inning. Not hit hard, but well placed in shallow left center field for Andrew Toles.
That's a good at bat by Andrew Toles. They're fighting something off. Cut fastball up, get the hands through. He chokes up on it and just fights it off. Up in the zone means it's easier to dump it over the infielders' heads. Will Myers was thinking about it. They score the run, keep the runner at first base, and that'll do it.
Pitching change from Petco Park in San Diego, where the Dodgers have just taken a 1-0 lead.
Experience for only $15 for kids and $20 for adults. Kids with a dedicated ticket for Monday games will receive a giveaway item. On Tuesdays, post-game kids run the bases. Wednesdays feature a clinic on the wiffle ball field at Park at the Park. Tickets can be purchased online at Padres.com/FryerFamily.
New pitcher is Craig Stammen.
Craig pitched the 8th inning last night. He went 1 frame, gave up 3 hits, gave up a run, so time to bounce back, and he inherits 1 runner with 1 out.
Kike Hernandez, first batter he will face, takes ball 1. Hernandez grounded out to third base in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 5th inning. All that against Tyson Ross, who ended up throwing 101 pitches tonight before departing.
Now, speed on the base pass with Tolles. This is a situation where Dave Roberts could execute a hit and run.
There he goes, and a swing and a foul.
Perfect. You got a strike thrower, you got a guy who can get a ground ball.
For Ross, who's still responsible for Tolles at first, but charged with a run that comes across here in the 7th. 6 1/3, 3 walks, 5 Ks tonight for Ross.
That's a bounce back outing, guys.
Sure is. He was tremendous tonight. I thought the slider was good. The adjustments executed within his outing.
Inside, and it hits him. So Hernandez hit with the pitch. That will get Tolles in a scoring position with 1 down.
Yeah, it looked like it hit his back arm, and this fastball chases inside and right off the back elbow.
First and second, 1 down, and Chase Utley coming up. Utley walked in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 5th.
Now, typically he'll take that first pitch strike to see it, but not in RBI situations.
Kemp has come out on deck, and quite a bench tonight for Dave Roberts. Justin Turner's on there. Matt Kemp about to be off the bench and in this game. Dodgers with a 1-0 advantage, looking to add on. And a strike on the outside corner.
He got a call here.
Foul on the ground, 0-2.
Fastball away, and then the slider in on the hands. Tough to keep fair.
Andrew Tolles at second base, Kike Hernandez at first with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Inside, and Utley was hit on the knee, it appears.
Did you see him?
Stanley didn't think so, and he didn't do much to get out of the way.
Yeah, Andy doesn't like this, and the reason why, it's that back knee, and leans into it. Now watch the back knee. See him leaning right into it.
Yeah, he did.
Skims off that top of his knee.
Second hit batter in a row. Going to have a pinch runner at first base. Looks like Logan Forsythe is going to run at first. Bases loaded for the Dodgers. One down, and Matt Kemp coming up. .313, 15 home runs, 59 runs batted in for the All-Star. Strike one.
Matt Kemp 3 for 10 against Craig Stammen with 5 strikeouts.
On the ground and threw into left field, a base hit. Toles will score. Coming around also is Hernandez, but he's going to be out by a lot. I'm not sure if he ran through the stop sign there at third base of Chris Woodward. Looked like he might have. One run is in for the Dodgers, and they take a 2-0 advantage.
Tried to two-seam the fastball away. He gets out in front, finds the hole.
No, Woodward was sending him.
Well, I thought you were right at first, Don, because at third base coach, when you go towards the runner, typically you're trying to lay it down.
We couldn't see it in that angle, but I thought at first look he ran right through the stop sign. So first and second, and 2 runs in here for the Dodgers. Let's see if we get another look here. No, he is sending him. Whole time. Very surprising. He's out by a lot.
Yeah.
Chris Woodward, the third base coach for the LA Dodgers, gets Hernandez thrown out. 1 run does get in, and it is 2-0 LA. Jock Peterson batting with runners at first and second. And this is into right field for a base hit. Forsythe being waved around. Throw goes to second base. Actually to third base, and safe there is Kemp. Another run in, and the Dodgers take a 3-0 advantage. It's an RBI single for Jock Peterson.
Well, it sounded like a broken bat, but still a pitch that's up in the zone enables a hitter to dump that in between the outfielders and the infielders. Yep, down the middle off the end of the bat. Went out and got that one.
We're going to have a double switch as Franmil Reyes is headed out to the outfield here. Andy Green talking with the home plate umpire as the Dodgers have struck for 3 here so far in the 7th inning. 3-0 LA. leaves after giving up 2 hits and hitting 2 batters. And taking over now is Matt Strom, third arm used tonight by San Diego.
Well, when you narrow it down against the NL West, Matt Strom has pitched very well. 2.25 ERA in 5 games, a couple of starts, and he's the swing guy. He's been Johnny Holstaff starter. He's come out of the bullpen. He's inherited runners. He's left runners stranded. Still pretty good numbers against lefties, though. 290 lefties are hitting off the left-hander Matt Strom.
That's Muncy fooled on that pitch as he takes strike 1. Muncy 0 for 3. As here are the changes. Franmil Reyes going into right field, moving from right to center is Jankowski. And Margot coming out of the game. The double switch. So the pitcher spot, now the 7th spot in the order. Franmil Reyes will be batting out of the 9th spot. That spot will come up second when the Padres come to hit in the bottom of the 7th. Right now it is Kemp at third, Peterson at first. 2 down in the inning. And for Strom, that's ball 2. Outside for ball 3.
Now you keep on watching Muncy, and what you've got to be, what marvels me is he handles the strike zone so well, stays in the strike zone. Obviously, you're going to touch on the 21 home runs he has, but he knows what he's trying to execute as a plan.
Strike 2, full count.
I think Matt Strom, we've talked about many times. But starter stuff, I believe, with the secondary pitch. Good curveball. He's got the firm, live fastball, mid to upper 90s. 95, 96 on that heater.
Ball 4. This will load the bases.
Well, this is where you don't want the wheels to come off, that's for sure. That goes without saying. So Matt Strom's got his back up against the wall a little bit here.
Cody Bellinger coming up an 0 for 3 night, but all that was against Tyson Ross. Pop out to third base. 2 unassisted and a ground out back to the mound. 2 grand slams in his young career. Strike call. Bellinger didn't like it. Spins out of the box here, evening the count at 1-1. And it's a generous call, I think.
I thought that first pitch was better than the second.
Bases filled with Dodgers here with 2 down here in the 7th inning. Bellinger with a big cut down, 1-2. The splits lefty righty here for Cody Bellinger. 224 against lefties, 253 against right-handers. 5 of the 17 home runs he has on the year against lefties. 35th pitch of the inning coming for Padres pitchers. And it's a swing and a miss. Bellinger strikes out to end the inning, but the Dodgers score 3 times in the inning as Strom's able to strike out Bellinger to end the inning, but it is 3-0 LA. Top half of the 7th inning. Padres coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Ross Stripling has a chance for another victory tonight as he departs. Into the pen go the Dodgers. And Hudson in the game.
We saw Hudson last night in the 7th inning. Ones all the way across his line, with the exception in the walk column. He did not walk a hitter. One start, 30 games, now entering his 31st game, and good live arm, really good numbers. He's got a 3-run cushion.
Austin Hedges to lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Padres have work to do. Hedges 5 for 9 in the series. And 1 for 2 tonight. Fly to right in the 2nd, singled in the infield in the 4th inning. Logan Forsythe stays in the game and takes over at second base. So home runs allowed by the Dodgers pen. 43, second only to the Mets in home runs allowed. Popped up, foul ground, first base way. Bellinger over towards the seats, and Bellinger won't have a play.
At first glance, you thought he had plenty of room. Just the way he was going at it, just kept on going towards that netting, giving Austin Hedges another opportunity.
Hey, don't know the rules, but can you climb the netting? I'm assuming you can, right?
Climb the netting?
Sure. I mean, dive into the netting and prevent that ball from hitting the net before you catch it. You can jump into it, extend with your arm, and not allow the ball to hit the netting and catch it, correct?
Oh, watch your face. Down goes Hedges.
So grab your attention.
Fouls it back, and it evens at 2-2. Hedges, Reyes, and the top of the order, Jankowski, expected in the inning.
I think Hedgie on the backswing catches Grandal on the mask.
Yeah, he does, in a big way.
A little smile towards Austin Hedges. He knows how that feels.
Reyes waiting on deck. Took over in right field as part of the double switch. That is ball 4, and down to first base goes Hedges to start this bottom of the 7th inning. The second walk given up by Dodgers pitching in the game tonight. First for Hudson. So Alexander is up in the pen.
Now the challenge for this Dodger bullpen is to bridge the gap to Kenley Jansen. That's their all-star. The Padres have to capitalize on that weakness.
Franmil Reyes at 223, 6 homers, 8 runs batted in. Second stint in the big leagues with the Padres this year. Just recalled again from El Paso. On the ground and through the left side, sharply hit into left field. First 2 have reached for the Padres here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Oh, nothing like jumping all over the fastball first pitch. Hudson wants it down and away. Oh, that looked like a breaking ball. Little spinner. Punching it through the hole.
Dave Roberts out there to make the change here. So Daniel Hudson faces two batters. He walks Hedges and gives up a single to Reyes. Tying run will be coming to the plate for the Padres. We come back 3-0 LA. Bottom of the 7th inning with 2 on, nobody out. Travis Jankowski coming up to face the new pitcher, Scott Alexander.
Pitched the third of an inning last night. He's got a two-seamer, pretty much a two-seamer and a sinker. And since being recalled on May 9th, he's got a nice ERA at 2.48. Hitters hitting .208.
Travis Jankowski batting with 2 on, nobody out. 0 for 3 so far tonight. Struck out, flied out to left, and grounded out to third base. Takes strike 1 at 94 from Alexander.
It's all about the ground ball for Alexander since making his debut back in 2015. Second in the big leagues, 74% behind Zach Britton, 77%. So Dave Roberts looking for a ground ball double play here possibly.
Grounder hit softly outside of first, and Bellinger retrieves it in foul ground, finds Jankowski down here 1-2. Neil Hudson started this inning, walked Hedges, allowed a single to Reyes. These 2 hitters then left, and now Scott Alexander coming in after 6 shutout innings from Ross Stripling. Eric Goodell up in the pen. That is strike 3. Jankowski strikes out for the first out of the 7th inning.
Pretty good pitch, really good pitch, right in the outside corner. There's that slider at 86.
Pinch hitter coming up for the Padres, Christian Villanueva. A pinch hit for Carlos Suárez. .228 now, 18 home runs for Villanueva, 42 runs batted in. Villanueva did have a home run in last night's game, getting the start at third base. His 18th of the year. So a line drive home run to get out of here in a hurry. Fouled off down the right field line, out of play. 0-2.
The Dodger outfield is playing very deep. They've typically done that with these power hitters of the Padres. Almost a no doubles defense.
Jack Peterson in left, Andrew Tolles in center, Kike Hernandez around in right. Swing and a miss, and Villanueva strikes out at a pitch down and in. Back-to-back strikeouts for Alexander. 2 down in the inning. Brings up Will Myers. Doubled in the first inning, grounded out to third in the third, single to left field in the 5th inning. He has 2 of the 7 Padres hits in the game. As Yasmani Grandal reels off the sides for the infielders. Ball 1 to Myers.
With the lefty Hosmer on deck, this is a situation where it's almost like you're pitching to him with 2 strikes. Eric Hosmer going through some struggles right now. You wonder if Will Myers even gets a good pitch to hit.
Here's strike 1, 94, 1-1.
For Will, the mentality is just center the plate. It's something you have to be aware of.
Scott Alexander has come in. He has struck out Travis Jankowski and Christian Villanueva. Now falling behind Myers here, 2-1. Runners at first and second for the Padres. And that is ball 3. So the good hitters count for a good hitter here in Will Myers. Myers lines one towards right center field. Tolles on the run, won't get there. Back to the track of the wall. Is scoring his Hedges from second. Reyes going to try and score from first base. Throw will be late, and the Padres get 2 runs in on the double by Myers. It's a 1-run game, 3-2 LA.
Interesting situation because you don't want to put the tying run on base. What Will Myers does a really good job of is looks for a certain area of the pitch and goes with it. This is really nice hitting on a pretty good pitch on the outside part of the plate. Going with it and shooting it into the gap for 2 big runs for the Padres.
Franmil Reyes coming in all the way from first base. Now Hosmer will ground one down the third baseline. Max Muncy throws on the run and in time to get Hosmer to end the 7th inning. But the Padres do get 2 runs back in the 7th. 3-2 LA after 7.
He's putting on an MVP type season, 2 for 4 with 5 RBIs today. The big grand slam in the 4th. The guy's having a heck of a season.
So the Red Sox overall, these guys have no idea what it means to go into a slump. With their win tonight, they now have won 10 in a row. They're 3.5 games over New York. Tony and I are working on Padres Live, the post-game show brought to you by Cox Communications. When we see you guys after the final out, hopefully we're talking about a Padre come-from-behind victory. You're going to hear from Andy Green, and, of course, we'll get you set up for the Cubs series, which will begin tomorrow. Gentlemen.
All right, Mike and Tony, thanks very much. 3-2, Dodgers have the lead as we head here into the 8th inning. And Matt Strahm on the mound here again for the Padres.
Just a little nugget regarding that Boston team they got over there on the East Coast. They theoretically they could win 70 games before they lose 30. They're now 66-29. Just something to chew on.
Leading it off here. Yasmani Grandal. Swing and a miss, and Strahm strikes him out, makes quick work of him to begin things here in the 8th inning.
Going up the ladder, we've talked about that all night, how it's tough to lay off, especially when you throw 95, 96.
Second strikeout for Strahm since coming into this game. And brings up Chris Taylor. Taylor has walked, fly to right, and double. '15th pitch for Strahm since coming into this game, and that one is up for ball 2. Two runs were charged to Tyson Ross in that 7th inning, 1 to Stammen. Fouled off to the right, and it's 2-1. $29,595 on hand tonight. $29,595 for Game 4 of this 4-game series between the Padres and the Dodgers. That is strike 2, 2-2.
Threads the needle. Austin Hedges didn't even have to move his glove.
Swing and a miss, and Taylor strikes out. 3 strikeouts in a row now for Strahm. 2 down here in the 8th inning.
Chris Taylor got 2-0, then 2 fastballs, and then the changeup. Exposing Chris Taylor on the outside part of the plate.
2 down in the 8th inning, and brings up Andrew Tolles, center fielder for LA, who singled to drive in a run as part of the 3-run 7th inning. Strike 1. Went to the breaking ball to get it. Tyson Ross went 6 1/3, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs. Didn't give up a hit until the 6th inning with 1 out. Stammen went to 3rd of an inning, giving up a run. Dribbled towards the mound, off the hill as Strahm spins and fires for the out. That ends the top of the 8th inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Strahm. 3-2 Dodgers.
home run production from Will Myers, but this is a very good at bat. You can see how Alexander was working Will Myers. Now he continues to look out over the plate and shoots this ball into the gap. One of the best at bats of the night, and it was a huge at bat for the Padres, knocking down that lead to 1 and putting the Padres in a position to come back in this one.
3-2 Dodgers have the lead. To the bottom of the 8th inning we go. And the Dodgers will use their 4th pitcher of the night. Dylan Floro comes into the game here to start the 8th inning.
Another Dodger pitcher that we saw last night. He pitched in the 8th inning. He struck out 2. Dodgers bullpen 7th in the National League, about middle of the pack, about 3.85 ERA. Floro's got the sinker slider, about 93. Combined numbers with the Redlegs and the Dodgers.
Yeah, had good finish to his fastball at the top of the zone last night.
Jose Pirela to lead it off. Pirela doubled in the 2nd inning, lined out sharply to first base in the 4th, and struck out swinging in the 6th inning. At the start at second base tonight for the Padres. Foul back, 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Jammed and fouled down the right field line, out of play. Has had its issues for the LA Dodgers. Most blown saves this year, 17 of them, behind the Tigers and Giants, tied with 18. Trying to get to Kenley Jansen again tonight. 2-2 pitch, and it's fouled off at the plate. We'll do it again. Now Galvis next, as Jansen is already warming in the pen.
You know, Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, has extended Jansen over those last 3 outs. Was picking your spots with the talented 3-time All-Star.
On the ground, softly hit towards Forsythe at second base, who throws out Pirela. Keeping the foot in the bag there, barely, was Bellinger. One down in the bottom of the 8th inning. See if Padres going to challenge this. I think he did. No challenge from the Padres. One down here in the 8th inning, and it brings up Freddie Galvis. Galvis with a bunt single back in the 4th inning, a 1-4-3 night. Rafi Lopez has come out on deck here for the Padres. Pitcher spot is due next.
He wanted that one away, but that's a four-seamer that actually leaks inside. It still works to the advantage on the swing and miss. That's live stuff from Floro.
2-1. Padres' pen is busy. Simber and Hand warming in the pen. Good job again tonight by Matt Strom.
I like him more and more when he goes out there. I like his attitude. I like his mound presence. I like his stuff.
Galvis with a swing and a miss, 2-2. And Strom ended up striking out 3. Faced 5 batters, quieted down the Dodgers. Had a 1-2-3 8th inning with 2 strikeouts.
Padres got themselves a good one right there in that left-hander from Kansas City in that deal. Mauer booked her.
2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, elevated at 94, and Galvis chases 2 down in the 8th inning. Honeycutt, the pitching coach, headed out there with a pinch hitter announced to talk to Dylan Floro with Rafi Lopez coming up. Lopez just coming up today from El Paso.
Little scouting report.
Appears to be.
Welcome back, Rafi.
Plate umpire Jordan Baker going out there to break it up. Two down in the 8th inning, and Rafi Lopez to pinch it here for the Padres.
Now, Rafi Lopez has that pull power. He also likes it that above the belt. That's his power stroke. Floro throws that big fastball. See if he can get the barrel to it.
Stripling, the pitcher of record right now for the Dodgers, went 6 shutout innings tonight. 6 hits, a walk, 5 Ks. Looking for his 8th win individually of the year. Came in at 7-2. 2-0.
The priority when you come off the bench is you have to cover velocity, but you're looking for a certain spot. Rafi Lopez continues to get into that hitter's count.
And I think from a pitcher standpoint, Mark, you look at Floro, what is he trying to do? Trying to keep the ball away from him, giving him left field, and therefore the defense for the Dodgers played that way big time. Lift the ball in the air to the left side.
After the fastball at 95 and can't catch up to it. 2-1. Two and two. Back to back on the fastball at 95.
95, middle away. Perfect execution by Floro.
Lopez strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Floro. Has 1, 2, 3, 8. To the 9th we go. 3-2 LA. Jack in the Box. This season, Padres home run score free Jumbo Jacks only at Jack in the Box. And by Evans Tire and Service Center, home with a buy two, get two. 3-2. Dodgers have the lead as we head here to the top of the 9th inning. Justin Turner has got a bat in hand, and we'll see here as he heads back into the dugout whether or not he'll be coming up to pinch hit. Will be the third hitter of this inning. Is Adam Simber, the new pitcher, in for the Padres.
Oh, already his 40th game for the young right-hander. He pitched an inning last night. He walked one Dodger in the 4-2 loss. Trying to hold that one-run deficit here in the 9th.
Kike Hernandez, first batter that he will face, and a big swing and a miss for Hernandez. And Strom departs after an inning and a third. No hits, no runs. Walked a batter, struck out 3. Hernandez 2 for 11 now in the series. Different look here for the Dodgers hitters late in the game. On the ground towards Barella at second base. Handles out number 1 at the top of the 9th inning. On down brings up Chase Utley. No, actually be Forsythe who took over for Chase Utley at second base. That's for the first time. Pinch ran for Utley in the 7th inning and then took over defensively at second. 202 average, 2 homers, 12 runs batted in for the former Padre. Utley started the game, was on twice, walked and was hit by a pitch, also struck out. Justin Turner has indeed come out. He would bat in the pitcher's spot. Foul outside of third, and it's 0-2. There's Turner, who had started each of the first 3 games of the 4-game series. Tonight comes off the bench.
This is what's so neat to see Adam Simber utilize this stuff from a different angle. As you mentioned, every time he comes into a game, Don, it's a different look. Pitching actually uphill, right? Trying to throw that fastball. Here's another one he wants uphill. Rather than, you know, hitters always seeing that downward plane like from Stripling. This is just opposite. And he goes from the extreme first base side of that pitcher's plate.
Strike 3 call. Well, that surprised Forsythe. He's out number 2 in the 9th inning. First K for Simber.
Now you think about Adam Simber, and this is the different look that you get from the hitter's perspective. Perfect placement, and I think that's the difference. His glove side command has been so good.
Here is Turner with 2 down. .259, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. Takes a look at strike 1. Strike 2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, Austin Hedges, Franmil Reyes, and Travis Jankowski anticipated in the inning. Slap foul off to the right out play. Lee Jansen will be the guy on to take on that trio. Turner grounds one up the middle, ranging is Galvis from his knees. In time! Oh, what a play by Freddie Galvis! From his knees, spinning and firing to first. Spectacular play by the Padres shortstop, Freddie Galvis.
I'll tell you what, how do you explain this? I mean, this is one of the best plays I've seen, I think, from a sports. I mean, I'm speechless. Spinning on your knees, and then that was fabulous. That was spectacular. Mark Sweeney?
You know what? We haven't seen spectacular plays at shortstop position since Khalil Green. And to me, Freddie Galvis makes this position look very easy, and that was an incredible play by the Padres shortstop.
Don, you've seen some pretty darn good shortstops in your day.
That was pretty incredible right there. Well, here is Kenley Jansen on for the bottom of the 9th inning.
He recorded his 25th save last night by pitching the 9th inning. He walked the leadoff hitter, but then it was 1-2-3 after that.
Hedges, Reyes, and Jankowski anticipated here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Strike one.
Time to order up a bloop and a blast.
Foul back, 0-2. Fifth save of the season for him last night. Scoreless 9th inning. Tied with Wade Davis for first in the National League in saves. Franmil Reyes waiting on deck. Fouled off to the right, out of play. What we were talking about earlier, he has been extended a few times. 5 occasions he's worked more than 1 inning. And he was warming in the 8th inning, but they didn't need him. As Floro did a very good job of 1-2-3 8th inning. 0-2 to Austin Hedges. He leads it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bouncing in for ball 1.
Kenley will occasionally throw a typical slider just to give you a different look. How he makes his money is that cutting action fastball away from the right-handed hitters.
Look out again. Pitch in to Hedges. A few times they've come in on Hedges.
Comes pretty close to that elbow guard.
Popped up foul, off to the right, out of play.
You know, not only the stuff of Jansen, I look at his delivery. That high front side seems to be kind of, because that ball comes out of nowhere then too. You got that big kid in Jansen, and then you got that high front side, and then he's come right out of the back of that. I'm assuming that ball would get up on you quite quickly. Watch his glove side, he comes up high. Right there.
Hedges fouls off another.
So you want to face a closer, a three-time All-Star. This is what it is. See that late cutting action and the deception that you talked about, Mark, with the glove.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Austin Hedges. Swing and a miss, and Hedges strikes out. First out of the 9th inning.
Well, this is a two-seamer at 94. He dialed in some more velocity on that pitch. He wanted to cut it, but it didn't cut. Stayed true.
10th strikeout tonight for Padres batters. One down in the 9th inning. No save since 2012. The former Padre Craig Kimbrell with more. 246 for Kenley Jansen. Franmil Reyes with one down. Reyes came into the game, pitch hit in the 7th inning and singled. Fouls one back, evens a count at 1-1.
Now Kenley's done so many things, and he's added a little bit of pause to his delivery at times. I think he gets that from Clayton Kershaw. See Reyes just tardy on that one.
High strike call for strike 2.
He's changed his delivery, but he's also changing velocity.
Just away, 2-2.
Rondell wanted it down near the dirt, just off the plate there. That's a good call. It's off the plate. That's a ball.
After all those fastballs were cutters, you get a breaking ball there. 2-2. Time called. Reyes gets it, backs out. Jankowski, top of the order, waiting on deck. Padres trailing by a run. Gain a split in this 4-game series. Full count now. Fouled off back to the screen. We'll do it again. 3-2. A off pitch again here to Franmil Reyes. Fouled off to the right, and the battle continues.
Oh, that was a pitch you could do some damage with there.
8th pitch of the bat coming up here now for Franmil Reyes. Another look at this pitch. Padres have left 8 men on base tonight. Dodgers have left 5. Reyes pops it up, foul ground. Bellinger will not have a play. One out, bottom of the 9th inning. 16 pitches for Jansen so far. 11 have been strikes. Good battle put on by Hedges. Now Franmil Reyes doing the same. That's ball 4, and Reyes works a walk with 1 out. 9-pitch at bat turns into a base on balls, and tying run is at first base now for San Diego. Travis Jankowski coming up. 0 for 4 tonight. 2 strikeouts for Jankowski. His career 2 for 3 against Kenley Jansen. Ball 1. For the first, and diving back, kind of falling back, was Reyes. The check, and Reyes back to the bag again. Two and 0. Pitch will be the 20th of the inning with 1 out and 1 on. Pretty good plate appearances here for the Padres so far in this inning. Jankowski shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike.
I think he was taken all the way in that situation.
Strike 2, evens at 2 and 2.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. When you give a closer a strike, you start shifting the ways Jansen's going to attack you.
In the air, back at third, shallow left. The shortstop Taylor, look out. Taylor's going to make the catch. Incoming was Jock Peterson, but it's Taylor who gets there for the 2nd out of the 9th inning.
Well, Kenley Jansen is known for that cut fastball, and it seems like there was a heavy dose of those to Travis Jankowski. 2-0. Here's the bunt attempt that Mark said they was probably taking the whole way, but he gives him a strike. Evens it up at 2 and 2 there. working underneath that one. Thought it was going to be an easier play there, but kind of a hop, skip, and a jump for Taylor as Jock Peterson backs him up.
2 down in the 9th inning. Rick Honeycutt back out there again for LA, the pitching coach. Christian Villanueva coming up for the Padres. Two down, Reyes at first base, and Christian Villanueva coming up. Into the game to pinch it for Suaje in the 7th, and struck out swinging. 0 for 3 in his career against Kenley Jansen. Strike one. Soft toss to first, and again Reyes diving back to the bag. Represents the tying run over there at first base. A little high, 1-1.
You can see Jansen, a conscious effort of trying to throw up top of the strike zone. The nitro zone for Villanueva is down.
Stays away there. 2-1. Pitch inning so far for Jansen, dealing with his 4th hitter, with Myers waiting on deck, hoping to get a chance.
And that's the reason why you're probably going to get a quality pitch here. Jansen likes to go to his glove side.
Strike 2, and it's 2-2. Come to their feet at Petco Park with 2 down here in the 9th inning. Villanueva pops it up foul off to the right out of play. Hedges struck out to begin the inning. Reyes walked. Jankowski popped out of the shortstop and short left field. 2 down. Tying run at first. Winning run at the plate here in Villanueva. Runner goes. Villanueva swings and lifts it foul again. That time Reyes off on the 2-2 pitch. Seventh pitch of the at bat coming up here for Villanueva. Some long plate appearances for the Padres here in the 9th inning. Jansen has 2 outs and a count of 2-2 here on Villanueva. In the air to right field, shallow right. Hernandez makes his way in, and the Dodgers win. Well, the Dodgers hold on here and win it 3-2. They take 3 out of 4 from the Padres in the 4-game series here at Petco Park. Again, the final, Dodgers 3, Padres 2. It's time for Padres Live. What's in store, Mike Pomerantz?
Well, we'll take a look at Tyson Ross's night. Really, really nice bounce-back effort. We'll show you what was working for him, why the Padres had difficulty against Ross Stripling, and you'll hear from Andy Green.